love. Megan Rose. Here we go. I'm just started the live, so I'm just going to see who's going to join us. Domain. Rouge Fatal. Deeps, how's it going? Salona Singh, how's it going, darling? I Like the Sun, 1992. Rose Sufs, how's it going? Much love, everyone. I'm going to talk about divine feminine and divine masculine energy. Not people, energy. There's a massive misunderstanding, I find, within the spiritual community of what divine masculine, divine feminine is. Whilst it is related to gender, in some sense. Hey John, how's it going, brother? Hello there, Megan Rose. Shakila Smith, how's it going? Alright, I'm just gonna see who's gonna join us. Oh, we've got a few people here already. So the subject is divine feminine, divine masculine energy. I want to go in depth into how the energy flows through the body. And I'll talk about the Ida nadi, pingali nadi, how they're connected to divine feminine, divine masculine. I'll talk about the misinformation out there, which is causing a massive misunderstanding of these energies. Hey Mayank, love from the UK, love from India. Thank you very much for joining in, gracing us with your presence. Shakila Smith, much love. Peace. Love the name. Shakila. Alright, whilst we're waiting for everyone to join in, just listening to Amen Tune by Aaron Static. So I'm just going to do a few little breaths, take some spirit energy in, just to get myself ready for the channeling. I basically turn up, I have a subject and then I do a bit of breath work, if anybody hasn't seen me before, and then I just speak. I let energy flow through me and let that do the speaking. So that takes, I have my own breath work, camo breath work. Spirit in Latin means, well, spirit in Latin is spiritus. Spiritus translates to breathe or to blow. So spirit is breath. So when we breathe in breath, although you're doing it unconsciously anyway, when you do conscious breath work and you understand the chakras and the energy flows within the body and the light body, then it doesn't only energize the body, it energizes the light body. And we have to find the connection with the earth star chakra, the earth chakra. Okay, there's an earth chakra. I've done a little post about it earlier. This is a great book if you haven't read it. Serpent Rising, the Kundalini Compendium. But you've got the soul star chakra and you've got the earth star chakra as well. So the earth star chakra is below your feet. So everyone knows about the 7 chakras within the body, but there's chakras outside the body. I talk about 7 chakras above the crown chakra, and then there's also the earth star. So there's 15 chakras in total. 15 chakras, 7 outside the body, 7 within the body, and then there's the earth star chakra, which gets you grounded. This is why grounding is important. Grounding is absolutely essential for energy to flow through your body, so that it not only clears your 7 chakras in the body, but also activates your light body, which is your aura or your soul light spectrum, aka the biofield, aka the torus. It goes out a few feet wide all around your body. It forms like an apple shape all around your body. So whilst we're waiting for people to join in, I want to do a bit of breath work, bring in some spirit into my light body, activate my connection to the 8th chakra, the soul star chakra, which I call the God chakra, because that's where the beginning of your connection to God and the divine is. So the earth star is connected to that. The earth, the energy flows from the earth, because you need the magnetic force, the ultramagnetic force from the earth, which flows through your feet, up through your root chakra, up through all the 7 chakras, through your Sushumna channel. Then you get the connection to the soul star chakra, your God chakra. I'll have a look at your comments later. Thank you very much, comments, Deeps. Thank you very much for your comments. I will get to that. My prana is active all the time. I can feel my Ida Pingali Sushumna channeling flowing all the time? It should be. Good. Awesome work. You must be doing the work. You know, it doesn't happen without, you know, doing any work. So, you know, you've got to get to a certain level of consciousness to feel that all the time. So well done, Deeps. All right. So, I talk about other chakras. There's more, 7 outside the body. So above the soul star chakra, there's more. And I'll talk a little bit about them today. But we'll talk about the energies and the flow of energies and misunderstanding, you know, of the energies. So let me take some spirit, breath in. And I'll do 5 full exhalations out. Just full exhalations. I blow that energy into the ground, and then I pull the energy back up from the Earth Star Chakra from below the ground. Okay? Connect to the Soul Star Chakra. Consciousness goes outside the body. And then divine spirit, divine energy, divine intelligence flows back into the body. So the energy goes up, you pull it in, it goes up, connects you to God, the divine, through the Soul Star Chakra. Then you bring divine consciousness in. And then you've got to embrace it. Yin Yang. Okay, once I get that connection, I have to then connect to grounding again, because otherwise you'll get out of your mind. So I've got to get a little grounded just to talk. This is called balance. So this is called balance. You got to find equilibrium. You got to find the equilibrium between the yin and the yang. That's the secret. The yin is the divine feminine. The yang is the divine masculine. The divine feminine energy flows through your left-hand side. Okay? When you pull it up from the Earth Star Chakra, from below the ground, using the magnetic force of the Earth, it flows through your left leg, through your left foot, your left leg, up into your root chakra. Okay? Goes into your root chakra and your tailbone. That's where the kundalini energy wakens up. So the kundalini energy is called up, but you need the magnetic force from the Earth Star Chakra to activate it. So without it, without pulling in the magnetic force, because that's where the energy is, through the Earth Star Chakra, you won't activate your root chakra. Therefore, you won't activate the other 7 chakras. Therefore, you won't get to the divine and you won't get to the Soul Star Chakra. So, you know, and beyond that, you know, if you want some theory behind it, as I said, this book is quite good. The Serpent Rising. The Kundalini Compendium. Now, actually, I had my Kundalini awakening back in 2015, and I had a profound enlightenment experience 6 years later, where I left this dimension and totally destroyed the perception of this illusion. And what I will call celestial intelligence, experience celestial, the dimension of the celestial self, celestial self, the soul, the star being, the light being. So we, our souls, are eternal light beings. They are the stars in the sky, which are twinkling at night. They're there all the time. They are the stars. That is your soul. That is your celestial. One of them is your soul. Now this book refers to them slightly differently. Okay, it refers to above the soul star chakra. It refers to the stellar gateway. Now, you got your earth star chakra. You got your root chakra. You got your sacral and solar plexus chakra. You got your heart chakra, and then you got your throat chakra, your third eye, the crown, and then the soul star. And then this book refers to it as a stellar gateway, which is cosmic divine intelligence above the soul star. But it all starts with the connection to the soul star, which I call the God chakra. So they're all just labels. The labels do not matter. You can call it what you want. You can call it the Mickey Mouse chakra, the Donald Duck chakra. It really doesn't matter. Labels do not matter. It's purely for your own understanding. And everyone will label things differently, as they do. Just as they label God differently in different religions. Waheguru in Sikhism, Allah in Islam, Christ in Christianity. So, you can label it whatever you like. The Tao in Taoism, it's just the universal way, but it's God, it's the divine. So when we look at it from a chakra system, the stellar gateway, the soul star chakra is God. And then the stellar gateway is the consciousness that the connection to God provides. And the enlightenment of your pure, true self, pure consciousness as a light being. So then you can pull in information from source, from the divine. So I only got this book recently because I connected with the author, Devine, and we'll be doing some work moving forward actually. And he's a great guy, and I happened to pick up the book, and it actually is a really good, I've never read any books which confirmed what I experienced in my Kundalini awakening and what I experienced in my enlightenment. I have never read any books which explained what I explain on my IGTV lives and my courses, etc. I speak about it, what I learned, but I learned that from divine source. But this book, what I've read so far at least, backs up a lot of what I've experienced, because this Devine has also been through a Kundalini and enlightenment experience, and he's wrote this book, so it's very, very detailed, and it's got a lot of techniques. But it's about the only book I've read which actually backs up what I experienced personally with my Kundalini awakening and my enlightenment. So it's very, very good. Serpent Rising, Kundalini Compendium by Devine. I actually posted up a reel on it earlier. But it goes into a lot of depth on all the chakras, including the transpersonal chakras. So the personal chakras are the 7 chakras. The transpersonal chakras are the ones outside of the body that connects you to your higher self. So your higher self is what you are outside of the body. So this is the limited self. But we activate our light body. We activate our light body by let me just put something on that's a bit more lower vibe now. So I'm going to go into yin music and yang music. So yin and yang music. I'm going to talk about yin and yang. Okay, and it relates to divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So now I talk about the earth star chakra, grounding. Okay, that's why grounding is so important. Grounding, you've got to get grounded, and once you experience a Kundalini awakening and enlightenment, you've got to remain grounded, because otherwise you will lose yourself. So it's very, very important to stay grounded even after a Kundalini awakening and enlightenment. Very, very important. So you've got to go back into yin mode, okay, which is passive. So divine feminine energy is passive, meaning it's likened to the woman's reproductive organ, okay, the womb, the vagina, right? It's passive. It receives, right? So the male sexual organ is expressive. It gives the seed of life. Okay, the womb receives the seed of life, and then it's a cycle, because everything is a circle and everything is a cycle. So the masculine divine, so the masculine, right, This is not about the man is not divine masculine and the woman is not divine feminine. That is totally false. That's not what it's about. Both men and women have divine feminine and divine masculine energy running through them. It has nothing to do, apart from the likeness to, like, I suppose women are generally quite naturally more softer in nature. Men are quite naturally a lot more aggressive, okay? More expressive in nature, okay? But as we have been seeing, as consciousness has been awakening, women are expressing more their divine masculine abilities as well. Women in power, you know, women who are empowering themselves. So divine feminine, divine masculine energy is in both men and women, and in every living thing. Trees, plants, flowers, animals. Okay, my cat has divine feminine, divine masculine energy, right? It practices being in flow with those energies, which I'll speak about, which is being in flow with the yin and yang, the Tao, the universal way. So, as I said, you got the Earth Star Chakra, you got the 7 chakras in the body, you got the God Chakra, or what I call the 8th Chakra, Soul Star Chakra, it doesn't matter what you call it. For me, the 9th Chakra was the Akashic Records, 10th Chakra, God Consciousness Realms. That's where I personally connect with consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, Shiva consciousness, Waheguru consciousness, and it teaches me directly from God consciousness, which is the 10th chakra. 11th chakra, during enlightenment, you'll experience it because it's nirvana, which Buddha spoke about. And it's what I actually put it as a chakra, as a dimension, because I stayed there for quite a while. And then the 12th dimension is heaven, or 12th chakra, heaven. Now the 13th, for me, I called it the cosmic dimension, okay, or understanding your cosmic origins, understanding that you are a star, okay, the true meaning of star seed, meaning that you are seeded from the stars, meaning your soul is a star, your soul is a celestial star being, and the celestial realm being the 14th for me, okay, which I suppose would be the stellar gateway, right? So the celestial self is the highest reality one can experience in the physical form. So it's your true self, the celestial self, the light being. Now imagine yourself with consciousness, but not a physical body, but a body made out of light. That's what a celestial being is. So it's not a physical body. It's not physical. There is nothing physical in the celestial. It's only light. Light and waveform frequencies. And energy. That's what energy is. Energy is light and wave. Light and sound frequencies. Waveform frequencies. So that is a celestial self. Now, divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Now, some people call themselves, I'm divine feminine, I'm divine masculine. But you're going against the whole nature of what divine means. Divine means it's universal. It's not about the individual. The whole point, divine means divine thinking, a divine mind. There is no you. The ego is gone. There is no self. There is no I. There is no I to be a divine masculine. I do not call myself a divine masculine, as some people do. I do not call myself a divine feminine, as some people do. I embrace both energies because they flow through me. The divine feminine flows through the left-hand side, the Ida nadi, through the left leg. The divine masculine energy flows from the Earth Star Chakra up the right leg. Then comes into the root chakra, and they both combine at the root chakra, and then they go through the 7 chakras. But you've got to have both connected. The divine feminine, divine masculine energy, you've got to find the balance with those. So you've got to live a life which brings those into balance. It's not just about meditating, it's about living life in a way that you are able to bring those into equilibrium. You don't want to be too feminine, you don't want to be too masculine, and this goes for both women, men and women. And what I mean by feminine and masculine, the Taoist way to look at it is yin and yang. So yin is divine feminine. In the chakra system, we call it Ida nadi. The yang in Taoism is the pingali nadi, the divine masculine. So yin and yang is our nature. This is why we have so many people in this world labeled with mental health disorders, me included. I have been labeled with emotionally unstable personality disorder or borderline personality disorder, very similar to bipolar disorder, right? But it's just a label. That's because doctors do not understand divine masculine, divine feminine energy. If you look at any mental health disorder, whether it's ADHD, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, any of these labels that people get, it's all related to just divine feminine and divine masculine energies being out of balance or not being understood. That's all it is. Divine feminine energy, so somebody that has borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder, they will have peaks and troughs. Everything is waveform frequency, so everyone will have downs and ups. Whether you get a diagnosis or not, it doesn't matter. Every human being will have ups and downs. That's all it is, okay? But some people have extreme downs and extreme ups. And then they get labeled with something like bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, or something like that, okay? ADHD. Alright, so they get a label. Because the medical world do not understand higher consciousness. It's actually your superpowers. But you need to know when to go into the yin and when to go into the yang. So the yin is the divine feminine, so that will be when someone experiences a down period. Your body saying and your mind saying you need to go back to divine energy, back to source. What that means, you need to let go, detach, let go. And then when you're done with detaching and letting go, then you got to bring the created force, the life force energy into this world. Then that's yang, expressive. So yin, like the womb, passive. Yang, like the male sexual organ, expressive. Every human being needs to go through this. Even my cat goes through it. Every animal goes through divine feminine, divine masculine, yin-yang energies. Because they're flowing in and out of your body. So this is why every human being, whether they admit it or not, will feel shit some days and feel great some days. It's a natural flow of energy because everything is a waveform frequency. Nothing stops moving. Energy, everything is energy, and energy flows in waves. Energy flows in waves, so you're going to have downs, you're going to have ups. You're going to have downs, you're going to have ups. The trick is to learn how to ride those waves. That is the dance of life. Yin is the trough, yang is the peak. So your body is going to sometimes tell you need to go into yin, so your energy levels will drop. So people on the spiritual journey that don't understand it, okay, or people that are not on it don't understand it either. So they rely on medication to try to balance it out. Find that equilibrium for them, so they get mood stabilizers, for example. Okay, I was on them. I don't rely on anything. I just do breath work, and I listen to what my mind, my body wants. What God wants for me. It's basically what God wants for you. The divine wants for you. Divine will tell you when you need to let go. So if you haven't got energy, don't worry about it. Don't do anything. The Taoist way is do nothing, then do everything. Do nothing is going into yin. Do everything is going into yang. That's it. Because energy just flows like that. Even your breath flows like that. You can't just breathe out. You can't just express. You can't just be yang. So this is why you have to breathe in. So breathing in is yin, because you're receiving spirit, breath. When you breathe out, that's yang, because you're expressing spirit, energy. It's in everything. You're born, you come into life, you go. So you come from yin, you come into yang, into the illusion. You go from yang, the illusion, back into yin. This is the nature of the universe. So my cat does this. My horses do this, right? So they rest when they need to. Some days my cat will sleep all day pretty much. Okay, or a lot of the day. Some days it won't. Some days he won't. Some days he's got a lot more energy and he wants to play outside all day. But it always changes. No day is the same. So we are nature. Even animals have this, right? Some days they don't have so much energy. Some days they do. Now what's happening in this world, people are getting labeled with mental health disorders. So they're thinking something's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. The divine energy moves that way. Divine feminine means let go, detach. That's when you will have less energy. You're going to feel like you just need to let go. And that's when you need to receive. That's actually the time you need to rest so that you can receive divine guidance. That's when God speaks to you, when you go into yin. When you're in yang and you're expressing, that's when you'll find it harder to hear your intuition, your inner guidance, the divine guidance. Because you're already doing stuff. So if you're constantly doing, you'll never hear the divine. So this is the way the divine makes the universal consciousness listen to it. It makes you and your body feel like you need to rest. So when you need to rest, you need to rest. I know sometimes people, can't so much because they in a day-to-day work environment, but again, look, you need to balance it out. Like, don't overwork. The 7-8 hours of work you need to do a day for your business or whether you work for someone else. Express, do then. That's the do everything part. Okay? I've got 3 businesses. Right? So I've got to work. But that's my doing. Expressing. This is expressing. Doing. Right? But I'm giving. But you've got to give to receive. So again, yang is to give. But you can't just receive. You can't just get yin. Because it's always yin yang. You can't just receive. You got to give. So I can't just breathe in. I have to breathe out first. And then I can breathe in. So you have to give breath. Give spirit to get it back. So to get energy, you got to give up your energy. This is what I teach on my energy mastery courses. You want to get energy? Give up your energy for a moment. Relax. This is why you're going to be guided to relax, let go, find your peace within, detach. Because if you're just caught up with the illusion all the time, doing, you'll wear out. You'll wear yourself out. So you have to find the right balance. Divine feminine energy is about letting go. It's about resting. It's about relaxing. It's about finding peace. It's about doing relaxing meditation. So I do yin techniques and I do yang techniques. So sometimes I listen to relaxing music like this. It's yin. It relaxes me. Right? Earlier in the video I was playing some yang music, which is a bit more high energy. So high energy is yang. Low energy, relaxing, peaceful, blissful, that's yin. We need to go into that. Alright, so I spend a lot of time doing nothing and relaxing. But when I do nothing, I prefer to sit here and listen to music like this rather than watch TV, because again, your mind is active and that frequency is not low enough for you to truly relax. So yes, TV in small doses and watching some Netflix and stuff is okay. But don't spend your whole evening do that. Spend at least an hour, 2 hours, like literally just being. We're human beings after all. Learn to be, not just do. You will do much better if you learn to be properly. So, this divine feminine, divine masculine thing has been really distorted. I see it on social media all the time. Okay? Women calling themselves, I'm divine feminine. Men calling them, I'm divine masculine. It's okay, it's fine, it's labels, but please do understand that you have both energies flowing through you and you need to bring them into equilibrium. It's not about being divine feminine, divine masculine. You can't be. Divine feminine, divine masculine is not about a man and a woman. It's beyond the human body. It's not about the I. It's not about the me. It's not about this. It's not about this vessel. It's energy that flows through this vessel and both flow through it equally. So I have to connect with my divine feminine nature and my divine masculine nature. That's why I'm yin and yang. I'm naturally like that. I've even been labeled with a personality disorder because of it. But that's just a label when I didn't understand it. But now I understand things. I understand why it's the essence of everyone, really. Some just more extreme than others. But it's your superpower if you know how to control it. So, you know, a message for anyone that's been labeled with bipolar or borderline personality disorder or whatever. It's your superpower, man. It is your superpower. Like, I've said it before, it's all metaphors. The superhero movies are everywhere because the divine put them out there. The divine inspired minds to create these superhero movies because we're all superheroes. Superman doesn't play Superman all the time. Superman is a Yang character. He plays Clark Kent as well, which is the Yin character. The nerdy, quirky, not Superman guy, the complete opposite. So he's both. Spider-Man isn't just Spider-Man, he's Peter Parker, the photographer. The Yin and the Yang. You don't need to be Superman, Spider-Man all the time. You don't need to be Superman, Superwoman all the time. You only become Superman, Superwoman when you need to. When the time calls. You know, this is why these are all metaphors. Divine's put them out there, right? Superman goes in those little twisty things, the turnstiles, and then he goes through, and then he becomes Superman. Again, it's spiraling, right? Spiraling. It's a divine message. Spiraling kundalini energy. It flows, he spins and spins. The vortex of energy flows up, and then he comes out and he's Superman. It's all out there. Why are there so many superhero movies? Because everyone's a superhero. Every human being. But all this information has been suppressed and kept from people. The light body gets activated, you become that superhero. The higher consciousness gets activated through the light body. Not for learning, trying to learn more from books. That would just fill your mind up with knowledge. It's useless if you don't know what to do with it. I done a reel the other day. You're better off learning less and doing more. Do more. Practices. This is why what I teach is techniques. Breath work, qigong, light body activation techniques. Because once one's light body is activated, they learn everything from the divine. But there's science behind it. The Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, the principles of the chakra systems, the principles of Taoism bring into this hermetic principles from the Kabbalion. So I bring them all together. Christ consciousness, Shiva consciousness, Waheguru consciousness, Buddha consciousness, I bring it all together. I teach what Buddha taught, I teach what Christ taught, I teach what Waheguru taught, and the 10 Sikh gurus, I teach what Shiva taught, Krishna taught. I teach all of that because I gained access to the knowledge and wisdom. And it's all very important, but you've got to see the likeness. There is no separation, there is no difference between the messages. Jesus called it unconditional love. In Sikhism, Guru Nanak preached it as seva, serving mankind, service to each other. Jesus called it humility. Buddha called it detachment. Same thing, different way of putting it. Guru Nanak in Sikhism taught it as remembering God, surrendering to the divine. So all the same messages, the Kabbalah principles are very much in alignment with the chakra systems and Taoism. Hermetic principles are all based upon Taoism. Now the divine will help you put it all together because it's all connected. How can it not be when we all are? We're all just waves in one big ocean. We start to believe we're the waves when we're actually the whole ocean. Right? So Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, the divine feminine, Ida Nadi, the yin. The yang, the divine masculine, the Pingala Nadi. When they connect together, the negative and positive charge from the Ida and the Pingala activates the force field of energy. It vortexes up the Sushumna channel. So it comes up from the earth chakra, up your left leg and your right leg. Ida Nadi, divine feminine, up the left leg. Divine masculine energy, Pingala Nadi, up the right leg. connects in your root chakra, goes through the solar plexus, sacral chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra, up to the soul star chakra, which connects you to God and the divine. That activates your light body. And then you get access to the higher dimensions. There's a whole science behind it. The Sushumna channel is where the energy travels up. In the center of the body. So there's a channel which the vortex of energy travels up, the kundalini energy. Now the kundalini energy is activated through breath, spirit, life force energy, prana, and it's also activated through chi, which is also life force energy. Again, just another label, a different label for life force energy. So I connect with it with my hands, because that's the best way to feel life force energy in the space around you. So this is why I do qigong. I do breathwork and qigong, because those two techniques together allow for me to activate my biofield, my light body, and gain access to higher consciousness. And then that's where the downloads come from. That's where the downloads all come from, and all the information that you need is available. The Akashic Records, the 9th chakra, 10th chakra, God consciousness realms. Again, you can label them what you like, but when you experience them as I did, you might even experience it differently, but that's all down to the individual and their experience. All right, so have we got any comments? Deeps, I have also become very sensitive to energies around and being affected a lot. Well, when your higher consciousness is activated, you will become more sensitive to energy. And actually doing any energy work heightens your ability to feel energy. So whether it's qigong or pranayama, breath work, you got to go into yin mode. So, to become receptive. So yin mode is the divine feminine. Yin mode. That allows for you to become more sensitive to energy. The yang, the divine masculine, expressive force, is when we express what we learn from being receptive to those energies. So yes, absolutely. So as I said, Deeps, you can feel that energy flowing up and down, and you got the energy. You're very sensitive to the energy, so you're clearly doing some work, because it takes. Which was the name of the previous song? ALV. I don't know which song that might have been now, because I've had so many on in the background. So I'm sorry, my friend. I just saw the comment now. Yes, Lisa, Patricia, both energy. Yes, divine feminine, divine masculine energy has nothing to do with being a man or woman. Okay, yes, a man may naturally express the yang more, and a woman may naturally express or be receptive. A mother's love is very different to a father's love. That's just a given. Women are naturally more embracive, passive, loving, caring. Okay, I'm not saying men aren't, I'm just saying naturally. Okay, men are naturally a bit more aggressive, a bit more, that's the aggressive nature, right? But it's not to do, men and women are both. Okay, so this is why sometimes I can come across as relaxed, very yin, peaceful, right? Blissful, peaceful. But then sometimes I come across very energetic. Sometimes I do these live standing up, and then I'm in yang mode. I'll put yang music on, which will be very expressive, energetic. So yang is all energetic, expressive. Okay, but we all go in and out of these states. As I said, not only human beings, cats, horses, dogs. Your cat, your dog, your horses, whatever animals you have, they will go into yin and yang mode naturally, because they're all nature. Even flowers, they're in yin mode when they're getting ready to blossom, and then when they have the energy all primed, they start blossoming slowly, and then they start expressing. Okay, they're going into yang. Life being expressed itself is yang. Going back to source is yin. We are both. As I said, it flows through both. It flows through every human being, every living thing. Plants, trees, flowers all have yin, yang, ida, nadi, pingali, nadi, sushumna channel. If you look at a tree, it's got a central trunk. Okay, it's connected to the earth star chakra that I spoke about. source energy comes from the earth. Okay, for many things that grow from the earth comes from the earth. Just like your earth star chakra needs to be the source of your kundalini energy. It's not going to come from anywhere else. You can't bring it in from anywhere else. It has to come not from your root chakra. Your root chakra gets activated by the earth star chakra below your feet. That's where the magnetic force comes from. That's where the energy comes from. That's where the energy can be harnessed from. So I can use my hands like this. I often point them to the ground and I'll turn them in circles to bring that energy into my hands, or I will blow into the ground. Okay, open myself up, and then I bring the energy in, and I usually use my hands to guide it up. And then I hold my breath with the Camo breathwork framework to embrace the energy, to get activated. And that's when the cerebral spine fluid goes up the spine, and you'll feel the pressure on the back of your head, and your pineal gland gets activated. My breathwork course teaches all about that on themindofmatter.com. It's completely free if anybody hasn't got it. Hey Gigi, thank you very much for joining in. Everyone else, thanks. Supernatural Trichomes, Kill. Now, sorry if I missed you. Cursed. Oh, so many people come and go. Silver Bearded 21. Mermaid Nightfall. Thank you so much. How are you, brother? Very well, Supernatural Trichomes. Hope you are well too. Hey, Sophie, Dylan. Much love, Dylan. Socks should be avoided then. Best way to open pineal gland. Okay, so Carrie Vichette, your socks, yeah, I mean to ground, to put in energy from the earth star, your socks do not need to be taken off. Okay, it will come through your shoes. It's very, very powerful. The magnetic force of energy is what keeps you on the ground. It's what causes what creates gravity in the first place. It's what keeps you on the ground. So it's more than strong enough to go through the soles of your shoes and your socks, no problem at all. Okay, so you can do it. I often don't wear any trainers or socks or shoes anyway. So, but yeah, when you're connecting with bringing in energy from earthing or grounding, okay, some people call it earthing, some people call it grounding. You don't have to just do it with your feet. You can also do it with your hands. Your hands are very, very powerful receptors of energy. This is why Qi and Qigong and Tai Chi, we use our hands. And it's very natural for human beings to use our hands to want to feel anything. You want to feel a pair of shoes, you want to feel some of my face, you want to feel someone's body, you want to feel someone's, clothing. You do it with your hands. So your hands, a lot of people don't understand that, your grounding doesn't have to be done with your feet. You can do it with your hands as well. So this is why I can do grounding like this. I can bring the energy into my hands. I actually prefer that in a spiraling manner. Bring the energy into my hands directly. The magnetic force will come into the hands, and it's actually a lot more stronger. As long as you're doing Qigong or Tai Chi, you're doing some Qi work. So that's what I do with my commotion Qigong. So I bring it in through the hands, but you can also bring it through breath from the Earth Star Chakra. But yes, you can also take your socks off and walk on the grass. You can also do that, or walk on the sand, and you can also connect with like the seabed. So you do get a real strong surge of energy if you take your socks off and you're in the sea and you bury your feet in the sea, in the sand, in the ground. You get a very powerful connection to that magnetic force from the earth. Very powerful. But you can just put your feet on the sand, on earth. It doesn't have to be grass. Now grass is alive, so it has a bit of a magnetic, an electrical charge, the yin yang running through the blades of the grass. So that can assist, but it's not absolutely necessary. Like, you do not have to stand on grass. It can be mud, it can be sand, it can be in the seabed. So, again, you can just put your hands on a tree, you can put your hands on the grass, or your hands on a plant. You can suck in the earth star energy from your hands through, like, this is why some people can just, I do it on my stories. I put my hands on the tree. because the energy from the soul star is coming through the soul star of the tree into the trunk of the tree. So when you put your hand on the tree trunk, you can bring that energy straight into your hands. So energy can be used in many ways, and when you're more receptive to chi and prana energy, okay, prana through breath work and chi through your hands, you'll feel it. So you'll feel, not only do the practice, but you'll feel the energy. So when you do this and you pull in energy from the ground, understanding the earth star chakra is just a few feet under your feet, bring in energy, just in a circular motion like this. Bring in the energy through the ground into your hands. You can bring it into your hands, and that's when I start to actually, then I use that energy, I manipulate that energy. I use that energy to cleanse my biofield, my aura, my light body. So it not only cleanses and clears my light body and my chakras, but it also activates it. So it's a cleansing activation process all at the same time. So the combination of the Camo breathwork and the Commotion Qigong that I teach on my energy mastery course, again, if anybody's interested in that, the link is in the bio. I did it as a 10-hour live seminar, online Zoom event, and it's got a 30-day action plan. It tells you what to do, when to do it, the fasting protocols, so intermittent fasting, all comes into it, can help with your receptivity to energy. So fasting and the sleep protocols, the breathwork protocols, cold shower, cold therapy, sound healing frequencies. This is all in my energy mastery course. So it's quite a lot in 10 hours, but there's a 30-day plan which you then execute for 30 days, and then you get so used to doing the techniques that it will just become second nature. That's the whole point behind the techniques. Shakila, what would you say for those people who fear for their protection after awakening Kundalini energy? I've been in my work and currently a Kundalini teacher training, curious on your take on it. Well, Kundalini energy in itself will protect you. It's when you do not bring in the Kundalini energy, when you do not connect with spirit, when you do not connect. The etheric entities, what we call demons, are out there. They're in the etheric, but they attach to your aura. So negative energies attach to your aura. So these etheric entities, what we would call demons, they attach to your light body. They attach to your light body when you're not doing the work. So if you do not do daily practice like breath work, qigong, some way of cleansing your light body. Now even a daily shower helps. A daily shower, hot preferably, and then followed by 60 to 90 seconds cold. That will wipe away. That in itself is very, very powerful in cleansing your aura. So just bathing frequently, aromatherapy, burning white sage or incense, that will cleanse your aura. But breath work, grounding, earthing. Now I do these as daily practices. So go for a walk in nature first thing in the morning, have a cold shower, normal shower, then a cold shower. So these are daily techniques, which is what I teach people on my courses, to do these things daily. Because not only do you want to get activated, not only do you want to awaken your Kundalini, you want to stay activated, because when one gets activated, and I've been through this, when one's Kundalini gets activated, or they experience enlightenment, which Kundalini awakening usually happens first, and then the enlightenment usually happens a few years after of living within a Kundalini awakened state. That's what happened for me. So I had a Kundalini awakening in 2015. 6 years later, I entered enlightenment. Okay, but and that's typically, for most people that I know have been through the process, that's a very similar experience. I'm not saying it can't happen instantaneously. I'm not saying everyone's different, but that's how it was for me. But I know that the energies, if you do not stay on top of it, they can get very, very intense. And the reason energies can get really intense, sometimes people go into depression. They can feel very overwhelmed with these dark energies. And what's happening is when one gets awakened, the demons see it. They get attached when you put your guard down. So this is why you got to keep your guard up. So you can't just activate yourself and say, okay, that's it, I'm done, I've got the t-shirt, goodbye. This is a lifelong work, and it doesn't matter whether you do the work or not, the demons will attach to one's aura anyway. And then you will find that you will have more downs rather than ups. That's how most people feel it, okay? But as I said, everyone goes through the ups and downs, okay? Some days are going to feel better than others. That's the normal yin-yang nature, waveform frequencies. Everything goes up and down. So your emotions will go up and then go down, up and then go down. But because you become heightened to the sense of energy and the flow of energy, you will feel it more. So it's absolutely essential, if you're on the path and your kundalini starts to be awakened and you start to awaken your kundalini energy and you start to practice working on your light body activation, breath work, qigong, meditation will make it happen anyway, okay? As long as you do it consistently. So you got to do it consistent. If you're not consistent, you're non-existent, in terms of higher consciousness. So, the demons, the entities out here, they attach in the etheric field, okay? So this is the physical world, but there's an etheric. The next realm of reality outside of us here is the etheric, okay? The etheric field, subtle matter. Subtle matter energy is non-visible to most people, but when you become receptive to energy by doing kundalini practices, breath work, qigong, connecting, grounding with nature, earthing, etc. When you do these practices, you become more receptive to the energy. So you'll know, okay, wait a minute, I feel like there's some stuck energy here. So you'll work through it. Movement is very powerful. This is why I do qigong, because just moving the hands through the chakras, because the chakras are out here, they're not in the body. They're in your light body outside. They come out in cone shape. In a cone shape like this, outside the body, and the chakras are on front of you here. So this is why when I do qigong, I cleanse the chakras with my hands. Not only breath, so breath is spirit, but I use my hands, so I'm controlling the spirit energy. So I use a combination of pranayama and qigong, because I've practiced and mastered both. So I've done lots of different breath work and lots of different qigong and tai chi and kung fu martial arts. And I just brought it together. So, everyone will create their own methods. But I teach my own breath work, camo breath work, and my own qigong, which is quite unique, but it's a very fun way to do it. It's not boring. And a lot of people don't want to do practices because they're boring. So the way that I do it, it's fun. It's energetic. It can be relaxing. It can be energetic. And it's to music. And music always makes everything fun. So, I always use music. But you are absolutely right, Shakila. Protection is essential. You put your guard down. This is why people that do not take the path seriously, they will suffer in some sense. Okay? And the thing is, once you start walking the path and it's meant for you, you're going to be guided to it. Because let's face it, a lot of people turn to God and turn to the divine and turn to connecting with the higher self because of pain and suffering. So it's always just, okay, wait a minute, you got to do something to help yourself, So that's why we feel those energies. Your body's always speaking to you, the divine is always speaking to you, God is always speaking to you. And quite often it can show up as pain and suffering. So it's just, look, you need to do something, So listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to God, listen to the divine. Be receptive. But at the same time, when you become receptive, you will realize that you will feel energy more intensely. So you will not only feel energy when you feel great more intensely. There's going to be times where you will have your down. You will have to go into yin mode. Okay, when I go into yin mode, when I have I don't have energy, I just don't do anything. When I have energy, I do stuff. So I do stuff when I have energy. Sometimes I have to force myself to get through doing stuff when I don't have energy or have as much energy. But this is why I do energy work. So I can bring in energy whenever I need it. So my body might say, okay, naturally you need to be relaxing now. Okay, I'm in a bit of a detachment mode, yin mode over the last couple of weeks. But I can get activated anytime I want. So to do a live, I need to get a bit activated. That's why I do a little technique at the beginning of the live so I can get activated at least to deliver my messages for the day. And then I'll go back to yin mode, doing nothing and relaxing, just meditating. That's my life. I do nothing, then do everything. And when I relax, most of the time I'm just listening to relaxing meditation music, Tibetan bowls, very little TV, spend time with the kids, love will heal you. Spend time with your loved ones, just spending quality time. This is quality time with loved ones. You are my loved ones as far as I see it. I don't know you, but I love you because I know I'm just a wave in the ocean and so are you. We are all just the ocean. I don't know anyone here, but I love you all because I do not see separation. I do not see any difference between me and anyone else. I'm not any more special than anyone else. No one is more special than me. Everyone is one. There is no such thing as being more special than anyone. Everyone is equal in the Divine's eyes. Everyone. Everyone is a child of God, child of the Divine. Everyone. Everything, every living thing is a child of God. My cat, my horses, everyone. So, I love my cat just like it's me. I love my children just like it's another extension of me. I love my wife just like it's another extension of me. I love my clients just like it's another extension of me. I love you guys just like you're an extension of me. Whether I know you or not, I'm going to love you still. So whether people hate me, that's their problem. I don't let it become mine. We need to live in that state. That is the awakened state. A mindset of love, expressing love everywhere you go. That's what service to mankind is all about. This is what this is. This is service to mankind. I don't have to do this. I do it out of love. And I'm guided to, because that's my intuition. My guidance is, okay, look, let's do a talk. Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining in. How do you know Chi is working? 410 Juice Lee. Chi, you feel it. Chi is everywhere. It's all, this empty space all around you is not empty. Chi is flowing through your body. The Chi is in your breath. But in breath work, they call it prana, but it's still Chi. Chi is another name for life force energy. Prana is another name for life force energy, but it's all just life force energy. You're given it the day you're born. The day you come out of your mother's womb, you take your first breath. And we die when we take our last. So the number of breaths we have is numbered. The number of words we can speak is numbered in this dream world. So whilst we're in the illusion, the dream, we can only speak a certain number of words. So, I don't speak a lot. Otherwise, I speak when I teach. I save my words for speaking. The rest of the time when I'm doing nothing, I talk to my children, talk to my wife, but I talk to my friends, but very, very little. Like, it's not like everyday kind of thing. I speak to my friends when I'm with them, when I need to. But I don't waste time speaking. Nonsense. I save my words for teaching, what I'm divinely guided to teach. So, Chi is in everything. Chi is in your words. Chi is in everything you express. Chi is the yin and the yang. So the do nothing, do everything. The divine feminine, yin energy. The divine masculine, yang energy. Chi is the yin and the yang. So how is it working? Well, it's always working. You just need to become aware that it's flowing through you every moment of your life. It doesn't stop working. Chi is always working. 410 Juice Lee. When you begin to feel it, when you do Qigong, like when you feel it coming through your hands and you start moving it with your hands, that's when you can feel the life force energy. You actually feel it. Because when I do Qigong, my hands, I don't choose where to move my hands or what to do. The Qi does it for me. The Qi energy, life force energy, flows through me. It moves my hands for me. Put your hands out in front of you like this. You relax and let go enough. My hands will start shaking a little bit. You let go, and your hands will shake. And let Qi move your hands. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to God. surrender to the life force energy, because it's flowing in and out of your body with your breath anyway. So let it move your hands and then feel that chi. So my hands right now, I'm not moving them. The chi is moving my hands. So there, the chi is always working, but you can experience it working through qi gong. That's why I practice qi gong. Hopefully that answers your question, 410 Juice Lee. All right. Is Kundalini awakening a gradual process, or does Kundalini rise to the crown chakra in one go? It depends on which techniques you use. You can experience it straight away, without a doubt, with my breathwork and qigong. Now, there are many techniques which I tried over many years which took time. Like relaxing meditation will take ages. Well, combination of breathwork and qigong, it's instantaneous, meaning you feel it straight away. So if you get involved in the activation of the Kundalini, because you are an energetic being, meaning you can manipulate and move energy. This is what I discovered. I do not need to sit there and wait for it to happen. I can make it happen. So with my techniques, I make Kundalini awakening happen. And then I guide it myself. So it's instant. So it all depends on the techniques you use. My techniques are instant. This is why people on the Energy Mastery course experience Kundalini straight away. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Much love, much love. So my Energy Mastery course, that is what that was about. It's 10 hours Zoom masterclass with a group. But we done practical techniques which activated people's Kundalini. But I taught the breath work, the qigong, and how to feel the energy. Okay? It's all pushing and pulling. The fasting protocols, like even fasting, it's yin yang. Like when I do intermittent fasting every day. I don't eat for majority of the morning and majority of the afternoon. I always break my fast late afternoon, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll eat up until whenever I go to sleep. So I eat nothing and then eat everything. That's my diet. Intermittent fasting. I do nothing and do everything. That's how I live my life. Yin and yang all the time. That is the nature of the universe. That is the Tao, the universal way. T-A-O, pronounced Tao. That is the universal way. That is the way of the universe. That is the way of the divine. This is why the waves come and go. So we are nothing but waves in an ocean. But we began to believe we're waves, when we're actually the whole ocean. So when you connect with your true nature like that, and understanding everything is waveform frequencies, everything is energy just ebbing and flowing, you got to get in flow so you can ride those waves. And then you're dancing with life. That's what life should be, a dance. Life is just a dance between yin and yang, the dark and the light, the good and the bad. So that's why sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad. But you got to dance with it. That's what it's all about. But the great thing is, a lot of this is physiology, like how you move your body and how you activate your body. A lot of it is in your control. So you can get energy anytime you want. I can be in yin mode and instantly bring myself into yang mode using the power of Kundalini energy. Now, to gain a profound enlightenment experience and get receptive to the other chakras, the soul star chakra and the other chakras that I spoke about, the 7 chakras above the body and outside the body. So there's 15 chakras in total. The earth star, which is chakra 0. Okay, without that, nothing begins. A lot of people miss that. How can you miss grounding? How can you miss the roots? The root chakra, the what they call the root chakra here at the base of the spine, is not the root. It's a root of where the energy starts to flow from once it comes into the body. But it has to come from below the body, the earth star chakra, which is below your feet. This is why grounding, getting connected with nature is so important, because the energy has to come from that magnetic force down there. Then it flows up. Then you can move it. So if you're not doing the techniques right, or you're just waiting for it to happen, it will take forever. It can take ages. That's why many people say it took me years to get my kundalini awakening. It took me years. Okay, but I had my kundalini awakening in 2015. But profound enlightenment experience when I left this dimension in 6 years later. Beginning of 2021. So it wasn't that long ago. But that's when I started this page and I started sharing lots of information. That's the divine wisdom, the divine guidance that comes along with it. So you will feel energy. You feel it all the time. You're just becoming more receptive to it and training your mind to be more receptive to it. You're breathing all the time. Breath is spirit. You'll breathe unconsciously all day long. You'll breathe all night, or even when you're asleep. You don't need to take conscious effort to do it. The energy is going to be flowing through your body and into your light body and all around you all the time without your effort. But when you get involved, magic happens. When you get involved and do conscious breath work, you take control of life force energy. That's what pranayama means, life force control. When you do qigong, you control qi. That's when the magic begins. The qi is there already, but when you do qigong, you're moving qi. You're moving life force energy. When you do breath work, you're controlling life force energy. So I practice daily connecting with spirit, breath, and life force energy. I control it with breath and I move it with qigong. And because I can control it and move it, I'm in full control. That's the trick, that's the technique. And when you're in full control, your light body can be activated. Your true self can be experienced. The slow breath extends one life as compared to uncontrolled faster breaths carry. Well, you're going to breathe unconsciously anyway, so in general, it's a very good question. It is life force energy. So, I suppose if you're always if you think about it, like if you're under stress, your heart rate picks up. Quite naturally, you're unconsciously going to breathe faster. If you're under stress, you're fear, you're full of doubt. So all these negative emotions typically bring about a faster heart rate and more rapid breathing unconsciously anyway. So when you do take conscious control and slow down your breathing, without a doubt, it's going to bring down a lot of stress, which has a knock-on effect on everything physically. So if you're controlling breath and you're controlling stress, of course, you're more than likely going to live longer too. So longevity, this is what the Taoist masters practiced. It's all about learning how to harness life force energy, feel it and control it so they could extend their life. This is why a lot of Qigong masters live so long, way over 100 years. But breath work and a combination of Qigong, when we're going to go, we're going to go, I am not personally trying to live longer. God is going to take me whenever he wants to take me. I just stay in flow with nature. So I personally don't look at it as like I'm doing it to live longer. I'm happy to go whenever I need to go, whenever it's time. But without a doubt, it can only help. What I'm doing, the breath work, the Qigong. I definitely started to look younger, so something's happening. I'm nearly 45 years old. I'll be 45 in March, so I'm 44 right now. So I'm not doing too bad. So it definitely improves quality of life because everything is energy. If you have more energy and you know how to harness your energy and use your energy more effectively, this is why my course is called Energy Mastery, because when you master energy, you master your states, because we all need to go into relaxed, peaceful, blissful states, and then we all need to get into energetic, productive states. This is what we need to master. We can't be in one more too much and not enough in the other. We need to find a balance, relaxed, peace at peace, at least 50% of the time. and then expressive, productive at least 50% of the time. That's why, if you run a business or you work, engage, be fully productive, fully energized when you're working, but shut off when you're done. Like, do nothing. Like, don't even think about work, because even thinking uses your energy. So people spend too much time thinking about their work, thinking about the problems, and they're using the energy when they should be doing nothing. Only think about your work. Only think about your problems. Think about your problems when you're dealing with the problem. Think about your work when you are doing work. When you're not, don't think about it. You preserve your energy that way. Have you ever used psychedelics to help in a meditative state, get your breath work, and finally put you closer to the source in your celestial state? I have tried so many things in my younger years. Psychedelics, mushrooms, I've had some very profound experiences, but all distortions. Further distortions of what is already an illusion. Now, I've also done smoked DMT, I've smoked changa, which is way more powerful than a mushroom trip. So, I've done very high doses of mushrooms, psychedelics in my early years, but nothing like a kundalini awakening. And what breathwork and qigong can do is on a different level to what any psychedelic could ever do. Because it's true, it's pure. But psychedelics have their place, and they have a place in someone's journey along their path. It had a place in mine, but nothing very profound. More distortions, if anything. But DMT, different experience, some of which I couldn't even remember, but I got told what I needed to learn. It's like going to the Oracle in the Matrix. You learn what you need to know. You go in with an intention. So I wanted to personally know God and the divine. My DMT trip showed me that I am connected to the divine and God. There is no separation. So I experienced the divine to some extent, but not like I did when I went into enlightenment, and that was with no psychedelics, no DMT, just natural DMT for my breathwork. So my DMT and qigong activates DMT naturally, which I have found is much more profound. I think DMT, even ayahuasca is something that can really, really help people, especially in healing. But I would say ayahuasca and doing it in a ceremonial way, like with a shaman, is the best way to experience that. Even smoking DMT. If you want to smoke DMT or do psychedelics, always have someone that's very, very familiar with the process and has done it before. There's so many kids out there just playing with these things and have no idea. Like, a bad trip can really screw someone up. So you got to be careful. They are messing with your brain chemistry at the end of the day. So you got to be careful when it comes to anything like that. So I personally, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I don't believe it's essential at all. Spirit, breath, chi, life force energy is more than enough for anyone to have a much more profound experience than any drug or substance will ever give you. DMT is already in your brain. It's in your pineal gland. The crystals there, when they're activated with the cerebral spine fluid through breath work and qigong, as long as you're doing the techniques right and you learn the techniques right, like I teach, you're going to get activated enough DMT. You're going to get enough DMT and you can have a hit of it anytime you like. You don't need to smoke it. You don't need to go to Brazil and go to any shaman. You just take small hits when and as you need it. That's what I teach. Natural DMT available on tap. What could be better? That's all you need. It's available on tap. Alexander, how's it going, bro? They're all tools that lead us to the greatest self-expression. Absolutely. everything is a tool. You know, some people would need to use some tools, whatever you're guided to. You know, listen to your body, listen to your inner guidance. You know, don't follow someone just because they said, oh, try this. You know, always follow your own intuition, your own guidance. Does it feel right? So DMT is very, very powerful with smoke. Like, I've smoked Changa as well, which is a smokable form which you can put in a joint many, many years ago. But my experiences with DMT, I mean, I smoked it quite a few times. Some of them I couldn't even remember. It's like having a dream. You know, you go into a different dimension. Sometimes you don't remember anything. Sometimes it's really, really profound. You know, you see beings and you see angels and you see... But I realized, because I transcended the illusion, I transcended my subconscious, a lot of that was just insights into my own subconscious. A lot of it. A lot of what was deeply embedded in my unconscious. So I got to the point where God, during one of my experiences, the Devine taught me, this is not for you. This is not for you. That's what the Oracle in my DMT experience said. This is not for you. You're going to be taught the truth in a different way. Now, somebody else might do it and they'll be taught what they need. So everyone's so unique. Everyone's path is so different. Was that done through camo breathwork? Alexander the Great. Camo breathwork, yeah. So I've been doing lots of different breathwork techniques. But camo breathwork is my refined camo breathwork technique. Now, I believe no one needs anything more because it's what's been given to me from the Divine. So I've done breathwork and meditation from many different masters, teachers. Swami Ramdev, really big influence for me. Even Wim Hof. So I did a combination of yogic breathwork, Kriya Yogas, even Sadhguru is breathwork, and the Kriya Yogas. I learned from a lot of different sources, breathwork and meditation. But breathwork being pranayama. Pranayama for me is the most powerful. So breath control, right? So, and then Wim Hof. So I done a combination of what I practiced over like nearly 20 years. Breathwork, meditation, and Wim Hof, which was more in the last sort of 7 years. I put it all together and created the Camo Breathwork framework with my understanding of Ida Nadi, Pingali Nadi, Shushumana Nadi, everything I spoke about, divine feminine, divine masculine, the Tao, the yin yang, the Qigong. So I've been guided on this journey for a reason, on those paths. I've learned martial arts from the age of 7. I've done Wing Chun, Kung Fu, Qigong, Tai Chi, Karate, boxing. But the reason I done Qigong and Tai Chi was because I was meant to create my own commotion Qigong, which is the music. And the reason I learned the breathworks was because I was supposed to create Camo Breathwork. And Camo Breathwork and commotion Qigong were supposed to be married to create the light body activation. So this is why I've been divinely guided through all those years, through all these different paths, to bring it all together. So now I bring it all together, so you don't need to do what I've done over 20 years plus. That's the whole point of doing what I do. Because I know, and I've seen, and others have experienced and confirmed, that it's way more powerful than anything else that I've ever practiced. So this is why I use my own techniques, because they refine the other techniques, made better through my own experience, practical experience. You know, that stuff like that you can't learn from a book. You've got to practice, experience, do, take what works, throw away what doesn't work, and then keep building, keep growing. So I've been on this path for a long, long time. All right, it's been a long live. Thank you very much. Much love.